Hello, I'm Sean Penrod, and today we're going to open this M15 booster pack and evaluate the cards inside. If you're new, please note that I like to remind everybody that it's important to stay open your first several picks. This means picking the best card regardless of color. So that's why we do these videos here, is to evaluate the cards inside the pack and figure out which one is the best card. So let's dive right in. So the first thing I always do is I always take out the land card and the marketing card in the back, and then I always look at the rare. There's a marketing card, and whoa, our land was put in upside down? That's weird. That's really weird. Alright, so here we go. Haunted Plate Mail. So this actually is pretty good, because here's what it does. For 4 mana, you get this artifact on the battlefield. Boom. And for 4 mana, you can equip it. Alright. The equipped creature gets +4/+4, which is huge. Alright, which is huge. Now, it does take 8 mana to get this guy online. However, until end of turn, Haunted Plate Mail becomes a 4/4 spirit artifact creature that's no longer an equipment. Activate this ability only if you control no creatures. So, if there's ever a time where you don't have any creatures, then you can turn this guy on and he becomes a 4/4 creature. So that's kind of nice. You have a 2-for-1. It's trying to make up for the fact that artifacts, especially equipment cards, usually don't see a lot of play, and because they don't have, especially if an equipment doesn't give any power or toughness, then they're usually not playable. Furthermore, you have to look at their cost plus their equip cost. So it's really 8 to get value out of this. You're willing to spend 8 mana to get 4/4. On most circumstances, no. However, the value is that if you ever don't have any creatures, at least you have this guy, and your opponent will have to then remove him or do some kind of shatter ability or something like that. So, so let's see what else this pack has to offer. I'd be interested to play with Plate Mail. Another cool thing about taking Haunted Plate Mail first is because it's an artifact, it keeps you open longer. You haven't settled into a color. This fits into any deck. And so it lets you have one more round to kind of see what's being passed to you. So Lava Axe is a good finisher. It goes in aggressive red decks that can kind of beat down early on, and then towards the mid to late game when your opponent's playing 3, 4, and 5 drops and you can't get through, this is there to do that last bit of damage. Tireless Missionaries, I'm not a big fan. It's a 2/3 for 5 mana, and so a 2/3 is good at 3 mana. So for 2 extra mana you get 3 life. No thank you. Glacial Crasher, he's a 5/5 for 6 with trample, but he cannot attack unless there's a mountain on the battlefield. So yours, your opponent's, he doesn't care. As long as there is a mountain, he's happy. Hunt the Weak. So this does what it's supposed to do. For 4 mana, you basically get to remove an opponent's creature if you're smart. You give one of your creatures +1/+1 counter, so he's instantly always better, and then he fights another creature. And the goal is to remove something, and then hopefully be able to swing in and attack as well. Soft Shade, I don't know, if you're heavy in black, so I wouldn't take this guy early on. He goes up in value. I would not first pick him. He goes up in value the more black you have, because then you can activate him a lot better. Scrapyard Mongrel, he is first pickable in my opinion, because he's very strong. A 3/3 for 4 is good, and then he gets +2/+0 and trample with an artifact to play. Yes, please. Pillar of Light, exile target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So this is good removal. There's a few good removals in this set, and this is one of them. Hydro Surge is virtually unplayable in limited. So don't draft this card. Don't waste a pick on this card, and then don't cast it if it gets passed to you. Goblin Rough Rider. If you are in red, this fits the bill for a good 3-drop. I would not first pick it, but once you're in red, that's good. Meditation Puzzle is. I don't like it because I don't like cards that only give you life. Feast on the Fallen, I also don't really like, because at the beginning of each upkeep, if an opponent lost life last turn, so if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and hurting your opponent, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So, I don't know, yeah, I guess it'll kind of build up over time, but taking up a card to do this, I don't think is worth it to me. Back to Nature, destroy all enchantments for 2 mana. This is not first pickable. This is one of 4 ways to destroy enchantments. But I would sideboard it in if your opponent has something particularly strong like Spectra Ward or something. And finally, Staff of the Mind Magus. I'm not a fan of these staffs. Unless your opponent is playing like an aggressive burn type deck, then these staffs don't, I mean, they don't really hold much for me. Especially not early picks. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be blue. So I'm not going to take this card early on at all. Maybe in pack 2 or 3, if I see one of the staffs and there's nothing better to take, then I'll take it. But even then, I still might not play it. So, alright, so let's see what of these cards we'll first pick. Not this one or this one, not this one or this one, not this one or this one or this one. I like Scrapyard Mongrel. I like Soft Shade. No, sorry, I like Scrapyard Mongrel and Haunted Plate Mail. Yeah, so I think my first picks come down between Scrapyard Mongrel and Haunted Plate Mail. You get a 3/3 for 4 mana here. You get a 4/4 for 4 mana here, and it's an equipment. So I'm going to first pick the Haunted Plate Mail. And it's not so much that it's an equipment, it's that it's an artifact that I like because, like I said, it keeps you open a little bit longer. So, there you have it. Do you guys have any cool Haunted Plate Mail stories that you'd like to leave a comment below and let me know how it went? I'd be happy to hear. So, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you get out there and win more drafts. I'm Sean Penrod, and we'll see you in the next pack.